Fermi paradox is just where are the aliens? If the universe is really 13.8 billion years old, shouldn't there be aliens everywhere?
Hello, everyone at Estevon Lives. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Elon Musk is deeply invested in the idea that life beyond Earth might exist. However, his views on aliens are shaped by a mixture of optimism about the potential for discovery and a realistic, sometimes skeptical, perspective.
I don't think there are aliens, at least in our sector of the galaxy.
To your guts that they don't exist.
Not in our sector of the galaxy.
Musk
That's
is
true.
cautious when it comes to the idea of meeting highly advanced alien civilizations. He has frequently mentioned the Great Filter Theory, which suggests that intelligent civilizations may destroy themselves before reaching the level of interstellar communication or travel.
Do you think there is other intelligent life outside the Earth?
It seems probable, but I think this is one of the great questions in physics and philosophy, is where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us, I don't know.
In his view, the absence of contact with extraterrestrials could be due to the fact that most civilizations, including possibly our own, face existential threats that prevent them from surviving long enough to make their presence known across the galaxy.
I'm trying to set things in motion such that we are at least at some point able to understand the universe. So for SpaceX, the goal is to make life multiplanetary, which is, if you go to the Fermi paradox of where are the aliens, you've got these sort of great filters. Like, it's just like, why have we not heard from the aliens? Now, a lot of people think there are aliens among us. I often claim to be one, which nobody believes me, but it did say alien registration card at one point on my immigration documents.
Yeah.
So I've not seen any evidence of aliens. So it suggests that at least one of the explanations is that intelligent life is extremely rare.
Yes.
It's
because the aliens don't exist.
Earth, civilization's only been around for 1/1,000,000th of Earth's existence.
No.
So if aliens had visited here, say 100,000 years ago, they would be like, well, they don't even have writing, just hunter-gatherers basically. So, so how long does a civilization last? So, for SpaceX, the goal is to establish a self-sustaining city on Mars. Mars is the only viable planet for such a thing. The moon is close, but it lacks resources, and I think is probably vulnerable to any calamity that takes out Earth. The moon is too close. It's vulnerable to a calamity that takes out Earth. A lot of people have asked me if I've seen any evidence of aliens, and I haven't, which is kind of concerning, because then I think I'd probably prefer to at least have seen some archaeological evidence of aliens. To the best of my knowledge, there is no proof. I'm not aware of any evidence of aliens. If they're out there, they're very subtle. We might just be the only consciousness, at least in the galaxy. And if you look at, say, the history of Earth, if one is to believe the archaeological record, Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Civilization, as measured from the first writing, is only about 5,000 years old. We have to give some credit there to the ancient Sumerians, who aren't around anymore. I think it was the archaic pre-cuneiform was the first actual symbolic representation, but only about 5,000 years ago. I think that's a good date for when we'd say civilization started. That's 1/1,000,000th of Earth's existence. And why did it take so long? For 4.5 billion years. For the vast majority of the time, there was no life, and then there was archaic bacteria for a very long time.
Yes.
And then, you had mitochondria get captured, multicellular life, differentiation into plants and animals, life moving from the oceans to land, mammals, higher brain functions. And the sun is expanding slowly, but it will overheat. It will heat the Earth up at some point in the future, boil the oceans, and Earth will become like Venus, where no life as we know it is impossible. So if we do not become multiplanetary and ultimately go beyond our solar system, annihilation of all life on Earth is a certainty. So, in going through these various explanations of why don't we see the aliens, why one of them is that they failed to pass these great filters, these key hurdles. And one of those hurdles is being a multi-planet species. So if you're a multi-planet species, then if something were to happen, whether that was a natural catastrophe or a man-made catastrophe, at least the other planet would probably still be around. So you don't have all the eggs in one basket. And once you are sort of a two-planet species, you can obviously extend life paths to the asteroid belt, to maybe to the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, and ultimately to other star systems. I think it was Carl Sagan who said that there appear to be there's either a lot of aliens or no aliens, and either one is equally terrifying. Meaning, if there are no aliens, then what we have here is very rare. And then
I think no aliens is more
It's
terrifying.
very
More
rare.
terrifying.
I think it's more likely though, right? If the universe is 13.8 billion years old.
Not.
Well, this is why I call this this is like a great physicist Enrico Fermi, who posed the question of where are the aliens? Now, a lot of people ask me what about the aliens? Have you seen any evidence of aliens? I've seen no evidence of aliens.
I feel like there's a narrative out there that our first interaction
When you take a Bible, the Earth have not 1 billion years. That is not true. Not true.
with aliens would be violent. Do you think that's the case?
And the aliens, they cannot exist. I think so.
Well, if so, I think we're in trouble, because if they were able to get here and we couldn't get there, then probably they've got much better technology than we do.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah, we're toast. We're at their mercy.
Celine's not
We're
seems like-
totally at their mercy.
This is so interesting.
Well, it
Of
always
course.
does it not seem like it's always going to be violent, one, and two, they're more advanced than us. But why can't we be?
Well, they're going to be
more
way more advanced, not a little bit more advanced.
But why is that?
So we'll just be totally at their mercy, because if they've got spaceships that can get from other star systems to here,
Yeah,
we don't have anything like that.
right. That's true.
So they
Wasn't
got
there
probably got some badass space lasers and shit. So,
Yeah.
or who knows what?
You think we have some of those,
crazy antimatter weapons? Or something. Basically, we're hopeless. We would just be like children or something.
It's like one way to think of it is imagine.
Look, for my faith and understanding of the Bible, I can affirm that aliens, as a presentation on television, cannot exist. The Word of God teaches that He created the heavens and the earth and everything in the Genesis 1:1. All creation described in Scripture has a divine purpose, and humanity is placed at the center of earth creations, made in the image and likeness of God in Genesis 1, 2, 6. Then, the Bible do not mention the existence of beings on other planets, but emphasizes that God sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to save humanity. If there were other intelligent civilizations, we would need to question how they would fit in God's plan of salvation, and something that the scriptures do not address. Another reason is that the spiritual beings mentioned in the Bible are angels and demons, and any supernatural manifestation outside of the divine plan may be related to spiritual deception. Popular culture may present extraterrestrials and advanced beings, but in reality, they may be distortions or even illusions created to lead men away from God. Therefore, my convenience based in the Bible is the aliens and is an imagined in fiction and do not exist. The focus should be on Christ, Jesus Christ, and the salvation He offers.
We were going to be visited. Imagine you're very confident that we were going to be visited by super intelligent aliens in, let's say, 10 years or 20 years at the most. Super intelligent.
So you think within 20 years
Yes.
we'll have alien in Earth?
Well, digital superintelligence will be like an alien.
Do you
Yes,
think we'll
that
make
is the point. This is the point. Look
contact
this.
with alien within
Look this.
the next 50 years?
Well, digital superintelligence will be like an alien.
Do you
That
think
is
we'll
the
make
point.
contact with alien within the next 50 years?
Well, that's a really tough one to say. I mean, if there are super intelligent aliens out there, they're
No.
probably already observing us. That would seem quite likely, and we just are not smart enough to realize it. But I can do some back-of-the-envelope calculations, and any advanced alien civilization that was at all interested in populating the galaxy, even without exceeding the speed of light, even if you're only moving at, say, 10 or 20% of the speed of light, you could populate the entire galaxy in, let's say, 10 million years. Maybe 20 million years max. This is nothing, in the grand
I
scheme
don't
of
know.
things.
So I think it's like we want to try to understand more about the nature of the universe, understand like what does it all mean, where do we come from, where are we going, where does this all end up, what's real, are there aliens? I mean,
Well, they seem to be confirming some stuff quite recently.
I have yet to see any actual evidence of aliens. So, and I'm really deep in space. I mean, if there is some actual evidence of aliens or an actual UFO, I'll be there in a second. I mean, obviously we're gonna. It's like, are we talking about bodies here? Or like, is it a UFO? Is it advanced technology? I mean, that would be very, very interesting.
The government
hopefully they're friendly.
manipulated everything, man.
If they managed to get all the way here from another star
Yes,
system, I mean,
alien,
the technology
you
is
say
very
that
far
is-
in excess. I mean, we're way primitive compared to them, So, but I also think like if there aren't aliens, or that's actually perhaps even a bigger concern, because if there actually aren't aliens in our galaxy or anywhere near us, then effectively this consciousness on planet Earth is the light of consciousness is like it's a tiny candle in a vast darkness, and a fragile candle, and we should just do everything we can to make sure it does not go out. I think digital superintelligence is a real concern. Now, I think that digital superintelligence, or artificial general intelligence, as it's called sometimes or mostly, is more likely to be good than bad. But it's just that the probability of a bad outcome is not zero.
Yes.
And I think probably the more we worry about a bad outcome, the less likely it is to occur. I don't think they're aliens. I think but you should view these things as like probabilities. Generally, you should think of things as probabilities, not certainties. So I think there's probably not aliens. And I think that's kind of scary, actually, because then what it would suggest is that consciousness, civilization as we know it, is extremely rare, and a very precious thing. Where like our consciousness is like a small candle in a vast darkness, and we must not let that small candle go out. I mean, based on everything we know about history and archaeology and stuff, so Earth's about 4.5 billion years old, and the first writing is only about 5,000 years old. That's basically practically yesterday. So it's taken 4.5 billion years to get to this point. So the window of opportunity to make life multiplanetary and have a base on the moon or Mars is open for the first time in the 4.5 billion year history of Earth. Now, that may be open for a long time or maybe open for a short time, but I think we should not assume it'll be open for a long time. If we are able to go out there and explore other star systems, there's a good chance we find a whole bunch of long dead one planet civilizations.
Yeah.
That never made it past their home planet.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Sad. Also fascinating.
I mean, there are various explanations for the Fermi paradox, and one is the sort of, there are these great filters which civilizations don't pass through. And one of those great filters is, do you become a multi-planet civilization or not? And if you don't, it's simply a matter of time before something happens on your planet, either natural or man-made, that causes us to die out. I mean, I think we want to, like I said, expand the scope and scale of consciousness, both biological and digital, and ultimately go out, we become a multi-planet species, become an interstellar species, visit these other star systems, and maybe we do meet aliens, or maybe we visit these various star systems and we see, wow, here's an alien civilization that lasted 10 million years and did incredible things, and then ultimately died out potentially. I think we could find there's a whole bunch of dead one planet civilizations, never got beyond the home planet. Due to expansion of the sun, Earth arguably may become uninhabitable as soon as 500 million years from now, which is a long time, but Earth's been around for 4.5 billion, so that would only be a 10% increase in the lifespan of Earth. And if you date the civilization from perhaps the first writing, that's about 5,000 years old, and that's 5,500 years old. That's a kind of archaic Greek uniform in Sumeria. So that's sort of like that's a very short period of time. So you say like Earth's been around for 1.5 billion years. Writing is say 5,000 years old. So if you date civilization from the first writing, which is probably a reasonable number, then civilization's only been around for 1/millionth of Earth's existence. Anyway, so I think we want to do everything we can to obviously make life on Earth great and make sure Earth is solid and that civilization is on a sound footing. Keep making Earth better, but then expand to Mars and ultimately, to the rest of the solar system, and eventually to other star systems. Be a spacefaring civilization, like in the good sci-fi movies and shows. It's like Star Trek and whatnot. Let's go out there and see civilizations we've never. It'd be pretty cool if we meet aliens and hopefully they're friendly, and just gain a vastly greater understanding of the universe.
I think it might depend on which humans they meet first, whether or not they. I think we need to be quite cautious about who they meet first. Because they might form some quick judgments based on that.
Enrico Fermi, great, amazing physicist, posed a very simple question. He said, "Where are the aliens?" Because we've seen no sign of them. Now, a lot of people think they've seen signs of aliens. I've seen no evidence whatsoever of aliens. So it's a troubling question. Why not? So one of the answers, perhaps the most likely answer, is that we're it. That the tiny candle of consciousness that constitutes humanity is all that there is in this vast darkness. And I think we should assume that is the case until we actually have firm evidence to the contrary.
Elon Musk has shown a strong fascination with the possibility of extraterrestrial life, frequently commenting on the vastness of the universe and the chance that other forms of life exist. Elon Musk believes that, given the vast number of planets, it is likely that life exists elsewhere. However, he is skeptical about the idea that we have already made contact with aliens. Elon Musk suggests that if these beings exist, they would be far more advanced than us, and likely very different from what we imagine. Elon Musk has also mentioned the concept of the Great Filter, which suggests there are barriers that prevent life from developing in complex forms. He believes that if aliens wanted to visit us, they would have done so already. For Elon Musk, any alien civilization would likely be at a much more advanced stage than ours. Although Elon Musk holds a skeptical view about contact with extraterrestrials, he advocates for space exploration. For Elon Musk, this is crucial for the survival of humanity. He believes that if we find extraterrestrial life, it would change our worldview, impacting religion, philosophy, and science. Elon Musk sees space exploration not only as a search for alien life, but as a preparation for the future of humanity. Thus, Elon Musk is a strong advocate for space exploration and the expansion of human civilization to ensure its survival.